Every day, something dramatic happens in the Caribbean that affects our lives. We'll give you the details. We'll give you the facts on Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick. Host Eddie Frederick.
Welcome to Caribbean Perspective. So glad you can join us. The story that dominates in today's edition for Friday, 27th June 2025, and brought to you in association with our friends at Antillean Group. Still no official word yet from the US to St. Kitts authorities about travel ban. Details after this important message.
Believe in our strength, we'll stand by you. Protection from all, perils big and small. Reassurance we give, it's so glad to see. Peace of mind, that's our service guarantee. We look after all our family. Yes, we do at every opportunity.
Antillean Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.
The hurricane season is now upon us, so we as Caribbean people need to remember to think safety and be prepared. Avoid venturing outside during a storm or hurricane, especially if there are strong winds. Rooftops and other debris are often blown about and can cause great damage.
Welcome back. Almost 1 week after the Washington Post article disclosed that several Caribbean countries were added to a proposed U.S. visa travel ban list, there is still no official communication from the U.S. government with the Caribbean countries named in the leaked document. Glenn Bart of SKN Newsline has more.
Prime Minister Dr. Terence Drew, a guest on the ZIZ radio program The Edge, hosted by Ebony Brandon on 20th June, confirmed that the St. Kitts and Nevis government has been using diplomatic channels to obtain clarity on the matter since the article appeared in the Washington Post. However, Prime Minister Drew indicated that as of 20th June, there was no communication from the U.S. government on the matter and no confirmation of the said list, even after a diplomatic meeting with the U.S. State Department. The Prime Minister said the St. Kitts and Nevis government was taking the matter seriously.
So again, I will report, have we received a formal document based on what was reported in the news media? No, we have not. Have our embassy in the United States been in touch with the State Department? Yes, with the other countries to be proactive about it. Are we awaiting more information? Yes, we are awaiting more information. And so we'll continue to be in touch and continue to update our people. But as far as I can report now, everything is normal. Our people can travel to the United States. They can apply for a visa to the United States of America. Everything remains totally normal. If things were to change, I would update our people and make sure that they have the relevant information. But I want to say to our people that we have taken this seriously. It is our number one priority in terms of our foreign service, that we deal with this report that came by means of a news medium, specifically the Washington Post, and subsequently others would have picked it up.
The Caribbean islands added to the proposed visa travel ban list, according to the Washington Post article, were Antigua and Barbuda, Dominica, St. Lucia, and St. Kitts and Nevis. Glenn Bart reporting for SKN Newsline.
Lloyd Allen of ZNS News reports 20 Bahamian doctors complete University of the West Indies specialized medical training.
Today of celebration for more than 20 medical students graduating from the University of the West Indies medical program. The ceremony taking place at Bahamar Convention Center. Joined by friends and family, a proud moment for this lucky group as they were officially robed and sworn in. Health Minister, the Honorable Dr. Michael Darville, says this ceremony represents a red letter day for medical professionals in the Bahamas.
We look forward to bringing them into the Princess Margaret Hospital, begin now for them to do their internship and go into the various different rotations and be assigned to a department at the Princess Margaret Hospital or the Rand Memorial Hospital or even Sandlands Rehabilitation Center, and hopefully find positions for them for postgraduate training.
President of the Bahamas Medical Association, Dr. Gemma Roll, and UWI Local Director, Dr. Corinne Sinke, say new blood is needed to enhance the professional pool.
This is a great day to be a physician in the Bahamas, certainly a great day to be a new physician in the Bahamas. When we are faced with some challenges in healthcare, it's always good to add to the number of those that can meet the demands.
We have 20 students this year. Last year we had about double the amount, and this was based on a decision that was several years back, where the subvention for students to enter the program was withheld. And now we are 20 students, but we did our best with them, and all 20 students are now new physicians.
Anika Minnis racked up a number of awards and says this ceremony helps to take her one step closer to her dream.
I've always had a love for the heart, the love for the body organs. I just found it interesting just learning how everything works.
And for the 20 new doctors, a sea of support during the big night.
My name is Cynthia Stewart, and I'm supporting Dr. Celeste Stewart. We are so proud of you.
Brian, affectionately called BJ. We want to let you know that we are very, very proud of you.
My daughter is Dr. Shantira Evans. And we brought just about the whole family out to support her.
And with their robes and stethoscopes in hand, these doctors have pledged the Hippocratic Oath to place the health and well-being of their patients above all else. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
You're listening to Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick,
in association with our friends at
Antillian Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.
Hundreds of delegates from across the Western Hemisphere have gathered in the country to discuss consequential matters that affect the lives of people from Canada in the north and Argentina in the south. Ragib Aparicio of ABS News reports.
Prosperity and all the other issues that we've tackled are issues which I'm sure delegates that come into Antigua are ready, fortified, and certainly prepared to discuss. As Foreign Minister of Antigua Barbuda, I can assure you that for us, we do not wish for a talk shop. We wish for a meeting with meaningful outcomes.
Foreign Affairs Minister, the Honorable E.P. Chet Green, says now is the time for the region to act and not just react. Over the next several days, member states will discuss a number of key issues affecting the region. These include the gang violence in Haiti, mental health, climate change, and development. As of Tuesday morning, the OAS has processed some 650 accreditations.
A very busy day for the VC Bird International Airport as observers, dignitaries, and civil society representatives arrive for the OAS 55th General Assembly.
Managing Director for the Americas within the European External Action Service, Brian Glynn, arrived Tuesday afternoon. He's just one of dozens of observers attending the General Assembly. He's hoping the OAS will reaffirm its position as a major facilitator of collaboration between the countries of the Americas.
The country can't solve everything by itself, even if it's the biggest country in the world, and the smallest countries in the world need multilateral organizations to make things work for them.
It's also an opportunity for the member states to present a united front on global issues. Grenada is among several Caribbean nations devastated by the passage of Hurricane Beryl in 2024. Grenada's Foreign Affairs Minister Joseph Andal says the response from some larger countries to the climate crisis is unsatisfactory. These countries, he explains, contribute more to the crisis, but the developing world bears the brunt of the consequences.
In Grenada, it's not a question of charity. It is a question of justice, climate justice. And whatever happens in one country or in one region inevitably has a knock-on impact on other countries and other regions. This is one earth that we all share.
Secretary General of the Organization of American States, Albert Ramdin, says the 55th OAS General Meeting will set the tone for the Summit of the Americas later this year. The OAS, he explains, needs to adopt an approach that celebrates the diversity of the Americas and promotes development for all member states.
We learn so much from each other. We can benefit so much from each other. So what I'm looking for also in the debate here is a more positive, forward-looking, constructive agenda on what is uniting us and not what is dividing us. A common forward-looking agenda, because that is ultimately where I expect results to come from to the benefit of the people of the Americas.
Rakib Abarisi reporting for ABS News.
Despite concerns raised by some of the candidates in the PNM's internal elections in Trinidad this past Sunday, the winning slate headed by political leader Penelope Beckel says the elections were free and fair, and they're calling on the unsuccessful candidates to help rebuild the PNM. TV6's Renessa Cutting has more.
The PNM executive is inviting all party members to come out to the convention this Sunday, when the new executive will be installed.
The convention will comprise all members of the General Council and all delegates to the annual convention, and in addition will involve invited guests and other party members and supporters. The political leader may also take the opportunity to appoint deputy political leaders at this convention.
The one PNM slate, headed by political leader Penelope Beckles, pulled off a clean sweep of the elections. However, some of the opposing candidates have since lodged complaints with the Election Supervisory Committee alleging irregularities. Among them, the Port of Spain mayor, who was vying for chairmanship.
We are not going to deny that, that some concerns were not genuine, but at the same time, as it relates to whether it would have impacted on the results to the point where there should be something totally different. No, because the margin of victory is that wide. So we will be making an extra effort to reach out to even the candidates that lost on the 20th, as well as to reach out to those who participated in the process.
The outgoing vice chairman says all in the PNM are valued.
I would not want them to think that their effort was not appreciated. I mean, Chinua Halim, for example, made a serious effort, just didn't get through. Farai, as I said, had a very interesting campaign. And Paula Gopi School is a valuable member of the party, as is Donna Cox. So these are all party stalwarts. Roger Boynes was an MP, a very successful MP, and a Minister of Sport. These are all very important, very valuable members of the party. And I expect that as soon as they put over their disappointment, they will join with everybody else to rebuild the PNM and make it the strong, powerful force that it should be and will be.
7,100 members voted in the PNM internal elections. Renessa Cutting, TV6 News.
An appeal for insurance regulators to communicate clearly to the public about risks associated with underinsurance. The call is coming from the Minister in the Ministry of Finance, Economic Affairs and Investment, Ryan Strawn. He says policyholders must be advised that when an item or asset is insured for less than the actual value, they can be left with a financial shortfall if they need to make a claim, as the insurance payout may not cover the full cost of repair, replacement or rebuilding. Minister Strawn addressed the issue as he delivered remarks at the opening of the Caribbean Association of Insurance Regulators Conference at the Hilton Barbados Resort. Minister Strawn says government has been having important conversations and dialogue with the Caribbean Catastrophe Risk Insurance Facility.
People believe that they could trick somebody, but of course when that risk materializes, there's a problem. And therefore, the choice of products being offered is going to be important for us to be able to ensure that when risk materializes as they are, that there is not this public discourse about mistrust or mis-selling with respect to insurance companies, and then they ask, well, what are the regulators doing about this? Because ultimately that's what it comes down to. What is the government doing about this? And therefore, we must have a very aggressive conversation with our citizens, with our businesses across the region, as to why it is important to get proper valuations, number one, and to be able to ensure that you have the right coverage. It's something that we are going through to ensure that we understand that, yes, we have insurance in place, but do we have the right amount of insurance in place for what we are paying as government? And we've been having this conversation with CRIF because, as we have seen in the last 7 years, the evolution of the storms are creating more and more damage, but their model isn't necessarily covering what is happening with respect to what's on the ground. And then the gap between their immediate coverage and what is being covered by the rest of the sector, we need to close that gap.
I am Eddie Frederick, wishing you a restful weekend. This has been Caribbean Perspective, a whole new approach to highlighting developments in the Caribbean. In the meantime, please follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel for daily regional news and more, in association with our friends at Antillian Group.
Believe in our strength, we'll stand by you. Protection from all perils, big and small. Reassurance we give, it's so clear to see. Peace of mind, that's a service guarantee. We look after all our family. Yes, we do at every opportunity.
Antillian Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.